Hey, what's up? Now, people often ask me, or they'll say something to me like, Mike, I have this position on, I've got a profit. I'm thinking about taking that profit, but it hasn't reached my objective. But at the same time, I'm kind of nervous about the market. I don't know what to do. Well, the answer to that question, and this is a mental game concept, and it's a very important mental game concept. The answer to that question is there is not a wrong decision there. It's all about the way you perceive it. It's all about the framing in your mind. Very, very important. I'm going to clarify what I'm talking about here. If you take a profit and it continues, let's say you're long a stock and you have a nice profit and you take that profit and it continues to go up. The proper mental game attitude towards something like that is to absolutely be detached from that. In other words, not allow that situation where the stock continued to rise after you took a profit, not to allow that to affect you emotionally. You cannot look at that then and have regret and beat yourself up and be all negative towards yourself, because that does tremendous damage to your confidence. It does tremendous damage to your ability to act in the market. Action is what brings us reward, okay? When you beat yourself up after a situation like that, that destroys your confidence. That hurts your ability to act the next time. And by the same token, if you hold on because you say, well, I have an objective and I am in this stock, I'm long this stock, and I'm going to hold on to my objective, and then the stock starts to go down, let's say the profit turns into a loss, your attitude should be, so what? I mean, we know that the markets fluctuate, and presumably you got into that stock or that currency or that commodity, whatever it is, based on an analysis that it was going to hit a certain level. And in between the point when you put that trade on, I always say this, what happens in between the time when I put a trade on and I take a trade off is meaningless. The markets move around. They fluctuate. I just got out of a situation where I had a bunch of currency positions on. All right. I was up 32% since the beginning of January in a Forex account that I'm trading. And last week and the week before and last week, that currency position went against me the profit evaporated, okay? And it went against me by about 10 or 12%. But I got out of the position today and I'm up 44% that's January, February, and through March. What's today's March 17th? 44%. I'm already up. So the attitude should be, if you're in a position and you decide to hold on to that, and then that position swings back to a loss, the attitude should be, so what? Because number one, presumably you got into that position based on some analysis and you think that it's going to go higher, all right? And number two, you have the skills, at least if you follow my approach and my teachings, you have the skills to work your way out of that situation. Here's the bottom line is this: you should never have regret, and there is never a wrong decision. The only wrong decision is when you allow behavior or emotion, I should say, when you allow emotion and when you allow a lack of mental game to sabotage what you are trying to do. Basically, behavior again, all right? So, and by the way, I had this problem for a long time during the course of my career where, I was a very good analyst. I would get into a position. It would go the way I thought it was going to go. Then I took a profit. Then it kept on going and I would beat myself up. I would be so upset with myself. I would jump back into that position. Then would turn around and I would lose money. Then I would jump out. Then it would go back the other way. I would jump back in. So I gave up all discipline. I completely, dropped any semblance of discipline whatsoever and ended up chopping myself up. And it's all mental. That's all a mental aspect of the game. Like right now, I could get in any position. As a matter of fact, in my Forex course, and I've said this in the past, when I used to give the Forex course online, live, I would, there was a point in the course when I would say to the students, just throw a trade at me. Totally unplanned. I have no idea what that trade is. I had no time to analyze that market. And I will trade out of that at a profit. And every single time I did. There wasn't a one trade where I was not able to trade out of that. And I said to students, give me the worst possible trade that you could think of right now. I mean, and whatever that was. If something was going up like crazy, tell me to go short or tell me to buy it at the top or sell it at the bottom. I didn't care. I had the skills to be able to work out of that position. So the way you answer that question, number one, there is no wrong decision. You have to start with that. You have to have, and that, by the way, that does the opposite of beating yourself up. That gives you confidence, all right, and that reinforces your ability to take action, because you say, no matter what happens, I'll be able to work out of it. And no matter what decision I make, that's the right decision. And by the way, if you make a profit, it doesn't matter, how big the profit is. A profit is a profit. You should be congratulating yourself for a profit. You should be patting yourself on the back for a profit. You shouldn't be beating yourself up. Yeah, there's going to be many, many times when you take a profit and the market's going to keep on going. And if you are going to have the attitude that is a terrible, horrible thing, and you are a bad trader, and you messed up, and you're never going to make it. You are going to instill such fear, and you are going to knock your confidence down so low, and you are going to have such an inability to take action that you basically are going to shut yourself down. You're going to stifle yourself. You're going to make it so that you have no ability to operate with confidence in the market. And that's what it's all about, because the right behavior breeds confidence, and confidence breeds the right behavior. It's a virtuous cycle. So if you're going to ask me, what should I do? The answer is, either way is fine, but it's how you frame it in your mind. Once you take a profit, congratulate yourself, pat yourself on the back. You did a great trade. You took money out of the market, okay? You didn't have to go out and do physical labor. I mean, think about it. Think of the beauty about it, all right? The market paid you. That's what we're after here. We want to utilize the markets to make an income, a living, maybe to enrich ourselves, and it is paying you. I mean, so it went up after that. Big deal. You're on to your next trade, all right? And if you're in a trade and you decide to hold on, as a matter of fact, I say to people now, as an exercise in just kind of building up your stamina and building up your patience, stay in it. Stay in it. And you should almost hope that it goes against you, because that is a fantastic exercise to develop resilience and patience and the ability to ride through swings. If you have an open position that has a profit and it goes against you, the way to look at that, all right, the proper way to look at that, if you want to develop mental game, is that's a great thing. That's a godsend. That is an opportunity to work on your mental game. Don't get all frustrated and all down and, oh gosh, I had a profit. I wish I did this. I wish I took the profit. I wish I wasn't. Look, I had the thing move against me the last 2 weeks. I'm out now at an even higher level and I had an opportunity last week to get out at roughly the same profit level that I had, about 33% up. I didn't. And then it went way down against me. Now I'm 44% up. That's how you have to look at it. It's very simple, folks. This game is so simple. You make it hard on yourself only because you don't have the right frame of mind. It's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. The market is there for the taking. Whatever you want to take out of it, it gladly will give it to you. Gladly. All right? It has nothing personal against you. It wants you to win. It is you who stops you from winning. Like all the stop losers out there, they think they're doing a prudent thing. I mean, it always makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. I never lose. It always makes me laugh when I hear people say you got to stop yourself out. Prudent stop losses. It cracks me up. I mean, they literally think that losing is the path to success. Well, that makes me, for me, it's unbelievable because it just makes the game so much easier for me to take money from people. Bye, everyone.